Majid Memon of the NCP, Yogendra Yadav of the Aam Aadmi Party, Rahul Narvekar of the Shiv Sena. My first question from Allahabad. Joining us is Working President External of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Ashok Chaugule. Mr. Chaugule, the Mangalore unit of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the Bajrang Dal had held a huge demonstration against Akbaruddin Owaisi, saying the shallow language has hurt the sentiments, etc., etc. Will you have a demonstration about Praveen Togadia, your own leader, for what he has said?
I really don't understand the question that you are asking me.
The question
how
is...
How can we have a demonstration against our own leader?
Well, the substance of what Mr. Togadia has said, which I do not want to repeat here on the Newshour because they are so communal, competes and in part surpasses the hate that Akbaruddin Owaisi expressed in his speech. And that's why I'm asking you the question.
But it's an opinion that you are making. I'm not sure, what authority you have to make that. You are free to hold an opinion, just as I'm free to hold an opinion of my own. But that does not mean that, everybody should agree with me or with you either.
No, they don't have to. But Mr. Chaugule, I am asking you, you say what right? I am asking you in my right as a journalist. So, as a journalist who has asked questions on Akbaruddin Owaisi, 1 minute, at that time the way you are responding now is the way the MIM responded then. What right does Times Now have? Is this a parallel court? I am asking you because under section 153A, promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion, section 295A, deliberate and malicious acts to outrage religious feelings, and section 298, uttering words with a deliberate intent to wound the religious feelings of any person, Mr. Togadia can be charged.
No, Mr. Togadia can be charged, that I'm sure, that necessary legal people will decide what to do about it. But the question that Arnabji, that you had asked me is whether, we in the Vishwa Hindu Parishad will have a demonstration against,
so that was, so you won't have a demonstration. What do you think of what he has said? Do you think he should hold his words carefully? Do you support the views of Mr. Togadia? Are they the views of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad?
They are, you have to understand, the context in which he has said. There was a particular context where, Akbaruddin Owaisi said that let the police be away for 15 minutes and the 25 crore Muslims in India will take care of the 100 crore, Hindus. Now, you were really talking about in that particular question. Now, you are making, I think here is a particular speech that is made, reminded about the past. And there's a rhetoric, particular things in this.
Rhetoric,
also.
I'll tell you, I don't want to, Mr. Chaugule, I don't want to repeat the exact words, and I don't think you should either, because, they are words which are too communal and divisive for anyone to repeat. And you understand why they shouldn't be. But I want to move to Yogendra Yadav at this stage. Yogendra Yadav, the sum and substance of what Praveen Togadia says, this competitive communalism seems to be becoming the norm. Why is the state having to be cajoled to act?
Arnab, Times Now has done something very good, which is not to broadcast Mr. Togadia's comment. I think we should now just do not just good things, we should do the very best. And the very best thing would be not to have any discussion about this at all. If all the news channels were to do simply this to Togadias and Owaisis of the world, Akbaruddin Owaisi I mean, of the world, which is let their comments not be broadcast, let them be arrested like any other person who's trying to cause local trouble is arrested, and let even their arrest not be reported, I can assure you next time anything like this would not happen. These are people who have lost their political role. These are unemployed politicians looking for some kind of prominence, and they desperately hope that Times Now would actually pick them up, would broadcast their comments. I think the best thing we can do is simply to be silent, let this be treated like a routine normal things. You are absolutely right to ask questions to Maharashtra government, as you were right to ask questions of Andhra Pradesh government. The trouble is that most of the governments simply do not have political courage to act when they need to act. When an Ashish Nandi makes a comment about which can be interpreted in 1,000 ways, Rajasthan government, their case is registered, things begin. And when These absolutely blatant comments with a clear and explicit intent, with a past record of wanting to create divide, and this applies to Mr. Owaisi, this applies to Mr. Togadia. When these are made, then the governments are nonplussed. We really need to do something about it as a society, as a country, and really I think not giving them media attention is the best remedy. This is the best medicine we as a society can give to characters of this kind.
That's one argument, but on the other flip side, and I think Rahul Nargewekar wants to respond. You see, it is a fact that no reporting on Akbaruddin Owaisi, there was no action. Only when there was reporting did the Andhra government wake up. It was not sleeping, it was ignoring. No action means no fear, and no fear which will mean more incitement, which means Akbaruddin Owaisi and Praveen Togadia will go on and on and on and on, and they will address thousands of people, incite them, provoke them, and putting a shroud over them, I'm not sure will take the problem away. Rahul Nargewekar, my question to you is this. 200 agitated Shiv Sena workers held a huge demonstration burning effigies of Owaisi. I think this happened in Kolhapur. Uddhav Thackeray very strongly on the 3rd of February hit out. Who is he to threaten us? Who is he to talk like this? What about Togadia? Why are you silent on Togadia?
Well, I'm not silent at all. At the outset, let me just tell you that I'm absolutely amazed by the comments of some of our panelists here tonight. They seem to believe that politicians, whether employed or unemployed, only make comments to attract TV channels and to attract news channels to cover them. But unfortunately, I must tell you that politicians and political parties also have an ideology. And when they go out and speak to the masses and to their cadre, they probably are addressing them and not your TV channels.
What is the ideology that is being expressed? Let me give a situation here. If somebody says, you know, these riots happened, so many people from this community were killed, this riot happened, this happened, this riot happened, this happened.
Now,
no 1 minute, bodies were strewn. If somebody uses bloodshed, killings of women, children, reminds people of the worst massacres, and then does some horrible, macabre chest beating about it, I don't know why, Rahul Nargewekar, you have today lost your voice when speaking about Praveen Togadia.
Well, if you let me speak,
the same language you took about Akbaruddin Owaisi, you seem to be almost...
I'll tell you. One of the things
in denial, you seem to be completely defensive about Akbaruddin.
I'm certainly not here to defend what Mr. Togadia has said.
Yes.
And I think the law enforcing agencies and the judiciary will decide it better than you or me.
Should they?
So, coming to what Mr. Togadia said, I think it
Should they? I want your view.
I mean, it certainly doesn't depend on my view. If the work of the law enforcing agency is to ascertain whether or not someone has taken law into their hands, they'll do it best.
Why didn't you say this in the case of Akbaruddin Owaisi?
I'll tell you. I found it offensive. I objected towards it, and I raised my protest against that.
You don't find this offensive?
What Mr. Togadia has said
is not offensive.
What I see, it is a reaction to the action of a particular individual one. And number two, had the government not acted selectively, the government acted briefly, immediately, had the government taken appropriate action and given enough redressal against the comments made by Owaisi, we probably wouldn't have seen a Togadia coming out of this.
That's all right. You're justifying the reaction. 1 minute, Majid Memon. You're justifying the reaction. I'm moving on. Justifying the reaction here, Majid Memon. Action-reaction theories being put out by the Shiv Sena. Majid Memon, your response to the position taken by the Shiv Sena on this?
No, I would first request other panelists to please have patience and hear if I express something rather than just interrupting, because I have been seeing that two people talking together. Now see, so as far as Togadia's speech is concerned and as compared to Owaisi's case, the media is absolutely right, and I must congratulate you, Arnav, that we believe in equality before law. We believe similar treatment to be given to every hate monger, this side or that side. And as a matter of fact, if you will recall, some days earlier, when Owaisi's case was being debated on television channels, I was one of the participants, and in fact I was one who said that such hate mongers must not be given a long rope, and the law must take its own course, and there was, computation of a few hours delay. Now our friend is talking about why in Owaisi's time we had to demonstrate. Owaisi in a matter of hours was arrested, maybe
What
because
is
of
Mr.
media
Menon
pressure
talking
also.
about?
That I don't
Mr. Majid
dispute.
Menon is a senior advocate.
Now I am talking
he should
about...
if he doesn't know the facts, he should not
Just
place
wait.
them on record.
Again you have started. Please have patience. Have patience.
Arnab will tell you within how long did the government take to book him?
Did you?
They took a good week, 10 days.
No, it's okay. 1 minute.
It took, since
He was
somebody
in
is asking
London.
me,
He came
since
on his
somebody is
own.
asking me,
Mr.
I'll just
Narvekar, please
clarify.
know the facts.
1 minute, it took 6 or 7 days the social media picked it up.
That's right.
After that, 5
That's
or
right.
6 days the media,
And
rest
out
of
of
the
that,
media
he
picked
came
it up.
from-
That's right.
And the state was sleeping. My question to
That's
you,
right.
Majid Memon, is Togadia is not a first time offender. He has been delivering hate speeches in the past as well.
No, correct.
Why is
Now
the
see
state
about
government
Togadia.
in which
I'm
the
coming.
NCP, 1 minute, NCP, why is the NCP Congress government lacking the courage and the conviction
Now
to
let
act
me
against
answer this
Togadia
without
without being
interruption.
cajoled by the media?
Arnav, if I am permitted to answer, I'll answer unless there is interference by others. I'll answer your query to your satisfaction and to the satisfaction of your viewers. At 5 p.m. today, I have myself spoken to the Home Minister R.R. Patil. And I have explained to him that what are the implications and the state must not delay if any steps are required to be taken. And I have assurance from the Home Minister, and I must share that. I entirely agree with him. You see, these are, you enumerated those 3 penal offences. These are not ordinary criminal offences. These are extraordinary situations where with great amount of sensitivity involved in it, and also several other questions are involved, politics, social aspect, etc., religious aspect. Therefore, you need not just rush to simply go and arrest somebody and create law and order problem. In case of Owaisi, 1 minute, please let me say 2 more sentences.